Okay, welcome everybody for this press conference before the game against Chelsea that we play tomorrow, of course. It's a sold-out stadium, which means 20,500. And of course we have this press conference in English and only in English. And please wait for the microphone before you ask any questions, so it will be good for everybody to hear it. On my side here, all the way up, we have Lasse Nielsen, and of course our head coach Uwe Rosler, and here we have Arnór Traustason. And we will start with the players, and then they have to go through the training session, and we finish this press conference with our head coach Uwe Rosler. Okay, please feel free to ask questions.
Arnór, you come from no sharp matches since December. Chelsea played Sunday and lost 6-0. What's best according to you? What's the best of that according to you? Losing 6-0 or not playing since December?
I don't fully understand the question. Was it like...
Ja, då tar du på svenska. Vad är bäst tycker du? Att komma till match och förlorat med 6-0 eller inte spelat sen i december?
Yeah, so English, okay. It's even though they lost 6-0 last weekend against City, it doesn't mean anything. It's they have so much quality, so I think they will come. They will get it even harder job against us. So it's just it doesn't mean anything.
Okay. We don't have any more questions for players. There were.
I got a question for Lasse. From a player's point of view, how much focus would you say it is on the opponent here, and how much focus do you have on yourself?
I think maybe this time we had more time to focus on Chelsea, because we didn't, as he said, play any games, important games. So this time we had probably more focus on the opponent than we normally have. This is 2 games and we have a whole season in front of us, so it's been both preparing for Chelsea but also preparing for a long season with hopefully Europe again and Copa and Allsvenska.
Lasse, you and Rasmus and Berang have played many good teams coming up here. How do you range Celtic compared to the earlier experiences you had?
Yeah, of course Chelsea is one of the better teams I played. I think the quality they have is probably better than I met before. So it's going to be a tough game. But that's nice as a player, that's what you want, to be tested against a good team. But I think, for me personally, it's probably one of the toughest opponent I've been playing against.
If you look for the 2 legs, what result do you think you need tomorrow night?
What result we'll need? I don't know. Hopefully we'll win. But it's going to be difficult. But what result? I'll be happy with a win. I'll be happy with a clean sheet as a defender, but also give us a bigger chance when we play there. So a clean sheet and maybe a goal, then I will be more than satisfied.
Arnór, since Oskar Lewicki had a small injury, you played that position. How has it been, do you think, and how do you feel your own form is?
I played this position the whole last season, so it's quite. I'm used to this position, and my form, I'm in a good shape, and we had a good pre-season, so we are ready.
This is both to Lasse and Arnór. When I talked to Guillermo Bolins for a couple of weeks ago, he told me that when the draw was clear and you will get Chelsea, he said it was shit. And how did you react when you get Chelsea? Was it wow, or did you feel that fuck?
I don't know. For me personally, of course it's nice to play against big teams. But I think it's different from person to person. I probably would have preferred a team with greater chance to go through. But it's still possible. But yeah, if you ask me, I'll probably play against a team with maybe less quality and then have a bigger chance to go through.
I fully agree with Lasse, and obviously it's always nice to play big teams like Chelsea and to test us. So yeah.
Traustason had a similar opponent last year with Arsenal. They lost 3-0 in the first game in Östersund. What do you think about that? Can you learn about this from their game, the first game there in Jämtland?
It's like when you meet like a team, Arsenal or Chelsea, you just have to have your best game and be well prepared, like we are, and we are more than ready to take on Chelsea and hopefully get a good result.
Arnór, is it hard to know that you are in fully match tempo? I mean, even if you want to be, then if you're in having good training sessions and playing a couple of friendly matches, how hard is it to feel and to know that, well, I'm there right now?
Yeah, like Lasse came on earlier, it's we have time to only focus on this game and trying to get in shape for only this game and test ourselves with some friendly games. And yeah, it's our first competitive match of our season, but still, like I've said, I feel the group and the team is ready to take on this challenge.
Arnór, of course you have to be on your best all tomorrow, but can you pick out any key parts in the game that is mostly important? No details, maybe.
No. It's we just have to be compact and play our best game and trust in ourselves and get a good result.
Okay, Matthias.
Lasse, in Sweden we're in between seasons where Chelsea's in the middle of theirs. You haven't lost any key players since the game in Istanbul against Besiktas. How important has that been for you?
Of course it's important. Like people know each other. We know what we're capable of. The same people who got us through the group stage is still here. So of course it's good. I think last year we had 5-6 new players when we started up Allsvenskan. So I think and hope this will like help us in creating a great result tomorrow.
Arnór, do you looking forward to meet any special player in Chelsea tomorrow?
Yeah, they are
compare to.
Yeah, they are all quality players. So and they play on the highest in the best league. So not any specific. Met a couple of them before. So now it will be great to compete against team as Chelsea.
Same question to Lasse. Is there any special player you would like to compare yourself to on the pitch?
No, I'll not compare myself to, but of course I have more focus on my opponent, probably Willian, Odoi, Hazard, those type of players who's normally I'm playing against like position-wise, so that's probably where my focus is. But of course, yeah, it's gonna be the whole team. It's gonna be, yeah. But for me personally, it's gonna be like those players and Giroud, Higuain, the strikers, mostly.
It's sold out. In what way is that important for you?
It's sold out, and it's obviously gives us they give us trick.
Passion for game.
Yeah, like a passion to just move on and give our best.
Okay, if we don't have any more questions for the players, we say thank you so much. Is it possible to get some more coffee, please? Someone? Thank you very much. Okay, now you're welcome to ask questions for our head coach, Uwe Rosler. We start over there.
As a Manchester City legend and as the person that has to mastermind the next game against Chelsea, what was going through your mind on Sunday afternoon when you saw them lose so heavily?
You want to be honest? I was delighted. I mean, there's no secret that my connection and my feelings for Manchester City, and I think the game they played, well, the beautiful game what we talk about, so very good. I think Chelsea started really well the first 5 minutes, so they were very aggressive pressing, and Manchester City was very effective and very precise and killed the game early off, and the sort of football is inspire every coach, and it was a delight to watch that game.
Hi, Uwe. Some English fans and English media are struggling to know how to categorise Sarri ball. Do you know what it is? Do you understand it? Do you know what you're going to face tomorrow exactly?
I think they started the season in an impressive manner. You could see it was a different football than under Conte, and I saw a very good signature of a very intelligent coach, the way they played, and obviously the results lately has not been to the standard of Chelsea Football Club, and when you be on that level and you have a squad to your disposal like they have, of course criticism and unhappiness comes to the surface, and stories, and Chelsea's not an easy club to manage, and but for me, I'm looking from the outside in, and I cannot really say what are the reasons, but in the beginning of the season I've seen a very clear signature of a very good coach, the way they're doing without the ball and what they're doing with the ball.
So we've seen over the past few months there's been a lot of teams that have targeted either Jorginho or the player who plays in that position. Is that something which you feel that your team would also be able to target, or would you have to be a lot deeper and set up in a different way not to be so aggressive, or can you take that risk?
I don't think we can take Chelsea on toe to toe, so an open end game. I think they're pressing really well when they are mentally and physically in the right frame of mind. They can make it for a team like us very difficult with their pressing. So it's very important for us tomorrow to address and play in the right areas and be ourselves, but also knowing where their press is and how we can get out of their press. That will be the key tomorrow. I think we will get our opportunities. We watched the game against Bournemouth. Bournemouth played in the cup a similar shape like we played, and Bournemouth just lost 4 minutes before the end. And so I think I saw areas where we can cause them problems.
Uwe, of course, you have some important games as a coach in England, for example, as well. But is this the game of your life as a coach tomorrow?
It was against Manchester City in the FA Cup, or the semi-final in against Arsenal in Wembley.
Okay, any further questions?
Uwe, you mentioned recently, just now, about the FA Cup run. You played against Chelsea as well, 2-2. That hurt a little bit, I know, for that letting in and let go. But you've had quite a lot of success when playing a lot of bigger teams than you are, even if it's Wigan or Fleetwood. How do you approach a game like this?
I think I follow my instinct. Like you said, we had a good cup run at the time with Wigan coming to the semi-final, what is not normal, eliminating 3 Premier League teams, and you have to be brave. I think we have to bring that message to your players. I think especially tomorrow in the home game, the odds are against us. The odds are 18 million turnover against 150 million turnover. So that's the odds. That's the reality. But who was thinking that Leicester wins the Premier League? So anything can happen in football. Anything can happen, and I've been on some of those positive upsets, and will be very, very difficult. But tomorrow home, the stadium will be cooking. I mean, everybody in the town look forward for that game. They're just talking since weeks about that game, and they will be behind us because they already realize how far we came in that competition. And when we want to give ourselves a chance, then it's tomorrow. So we need to be brave. We need to be brave. We need to be smart. We need to have players who are coming from the bench who make a very good impact. And then you never know. You need Lady Luck on your side. There's no question about it. I think the Besiktas game gave us a lot of confidence in a way that the first 10-15 minutes we were showing Besiktas at their place too much respect. And they nearly punished us. But then 75 minutes after that, we played really well as a team and as a collectively, but also individually. And I think that game gave all our players a lot of confidence going in that game tomorrow. And we're looking forward to. We are happy. We are excited. We knowing what we will face. We are realistic, but we also trusting ourselves. And especially tomorrow, we want to give them a right good game.
Uwe, we know that you still follow Manchester City very closely. Have you had a chance at all since Pep Guardiola came in to meet him and talk to him? And also, we know that you're a good friend of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, and he then plays Chelsea on Monday night. So have you spoken to him at all since he returned to England?
Oh, he texted me already. So,
what did he say?
Between us. No, I think my heart and soul and my place where I live is Malmo, and that is my home, and that is where I live, and it is where I like to be. And from the outside, far from the outside, I follow what Manchester City do with a delight, because I support this club. I have not spent a lot of time in Manchester. I have not have spent any time with Pep. I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, Mattias.
Yesterday and today I realized you are all talking about showing how far you've come. Nobody's talking about maybe getting a win. Well, Lasse did it in a way. But this opportunity to show yourself how far you've come without having any pressure at all, almost, on you. How do you think about that? How do you get that into the players?
It's a very good question. You just got one thing wrong. You said you should say we. How far we came. And I think that is... Okay, good, then I interpreted wrong. I say as far we came, players, staff, coach. Great opportunity. I felt I was so excited. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to come back to Scandinavia, especially when I got the offer of Malmo, to having those European nights. You have, for the first time in my coaching career, the opportunity to win titles, to play in Europe regular. And that was a massive temptation for me. And that it turned out to be like it is, that we qualified for the group stages, that we came out of the group stage for the first time in history. It is a dream. And obviously we want to ride that dream further. The higher you go, the higher you climb the mountain, the thinner the air gets. So it gets more and more difficult for us. No question about it. But the mindset is tomorrow, no respect. You have to play and be aggressive with the ball and without the ball. And I think nobody, including us coaches, we want to be after the game saying we did everything what we could in terms of preparation, in terms of executing, in terms of being mentally brave in the game, not looking back with any regrets. And I think that is, for me, when we can do that, I'm sure we get a result, because I believe in my players, and I think we have a plan, and I think with a little bit of luck and some outstanding performances, we have an outside chance to get a result tomorrow.
Just to check, Frans Boelson, is he okay to play tomorrow? What's happening?
No, he's surprisingly for me, he's not available. Declared not fit.
Any other news in terms of injuries or?
Gisha is not available, unfortunately, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, then we say thank you for the press conference, and you're welcome to the training
Thank you.
session that starts 5:30.